Hello, hello. Welcome to the Visionary Leaders Collective podcast. I'm Aisha Harley, excuse me, and I am thrilled to be your host and one of the visionary founders. Please join us every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time for enlightening conversations that delve deep into wellness and harness the transformative power of doTERRA essential oils. In case you miss an episode, you can catch up on all our inspiring discussions on YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify. Stay connected with us at www.hellovisionary.life. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletters, text reminders, and please leave us a review. We really appreciate it. Today marks the official start of our Spring into Summer Wellness Reset, a 30-day journey dedicated to cultivating vibrant health and boundless energy, and how serendipitous that it coincides with the awe-inspiring total solar eclipse. Buddhists suggest that a solar eclipse is an auspicious time with the merit of spiritual intentions or meditations multiplied 100 million times. So let's seize this perfect moment to set our intentions and embark on this journey together. Today, we're privileged to have Dr. Josie guide us through the protocol for our wellness reset. And in a truly special treat, she'll lead us through a Symphony of the Cells treatment, making this an interactive and transformative session. So make sure and have your oils ready. Get ready to align your mind, your body, and your spirit as we embark on this cosmic journey together. And Dr. Josie is going to share a little bit about the solar eclipse energy before we begin. Take it away, Dr. Josie.
Thank you, Aisha. Hi, everyone. Okay, is everyone ready for this reset? I am. I just got back on Saturday from almost 2 weeks, 12 days, amazing days in Hawaii. And you know that saying, I need a vacation from my vacation. It was amazing. And I was like that intention of just getting not just back to my baseline, which whenever you go on a vacation and go away, you get off of that, right? And you're like, okay, get back to my baseline. But this reset is a more than that. And we were just talking before the call about, I was saying, I was having a Vedic reading from a friend while I was away, and one of the things she mentioned was this idea of these stars in your chart where you can chalk it up to luck, but kind of this idea of being in the right place at the right time, and how much of the right place at the right time is it to start something called a reset, a 30-day rejuvenation, shifting of patterns, creating new patterns, calling in to reset that which we want and to unset that which we don't want anymore, and to begin it on a solar lunar earth triple eclipse. And so friends have sent us some different synopsises of this. And I just wanted to, if people can say some things too, but if you're wondering, you're like, well, I don't come from a tradition where I understand what's the big deal about this. I'm going to read this one, some of it about the solar eclipse in the year of the dragon. So this is from a Chinese and a Chinese medicine perspective. The forthcoming new moon total solar eclipse falls on April 8th, today, which is a tiger day in a dragon month, in a dragon year, right? These are powerful energies. Even if you know nothing from the symbology of them, we can kind of get an idea of tigers and dragons. There's a lot of fire, right? That's powerful and like fuerte. It's yang. It is fire. I'm rather the person who wrote this. I'm rather old school and follow the wisdom of Chinese ancients and stay indoors and never look directly at the eclipse. This person says, also because of my own direct experience of feeling dizzy and exhausted during eclipses, that if you're a sensitive, that could happen to you because of this strong fire kind of energy coming up for people. The idea is to avoid absorbing the excessive yin energy, which is which in this case is the shachi or inauspicious energy believed by the ancient feng shui masters to bring bad luck. And let's look at that. What does that mean in the prism of feng shui? The sun is an extraordinary source of profound solar energies, which contribute to inauspicious, uplifting, and beneficial shengqi, which has an incredible positive effect on our life. But during an eclipse, because it's hiding that, right? They're going in front of it and eclipsing that incredible, powerful, yummy shengqi. Um, there is excessive yin qi, right? That darkness, believed to bring sha or inauspicious energy. In Chinese, the word for eclipse is meant to eat, and the ancients believed the celestial dragon was devouring the sun or attacking the moon. So they would light firecrackers and beat drums and things like this. Wasn't there another one? Does anyone else? I had one that was even better that really talked about how much is shifting in our energies and how in the sense, this is a time to go in for us to what we're doing with this reset. Take stock of what is in our lives, what do we want to keep, what do we want to start to move away from, and in setting those intentions and starting to manifest them and work with them, we have so much beneficial energy from this shift with this darkness going over the light. There is this magnification of of energy of manifestation, basically. So of being able to, we have a lot of help, celestial help in our manifesting of what we want to be creating and uncreating in our lives. So here we are in this reset. And so to me, the take home is that if we put intention, focus, and attitude and attention towards what we want and what we want to undo habits and tendencies and bring in new ones today and through this going next week and month, there's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of not only within this group there is momentum, but there's celestial momentum. So it truly is a seize the day moment. So it's very exciting for me. I am so ready for this. I had so much fun on my vacation, but I'm a little beat up. I need some reset. Are you guys with me? Does anyone have some particular insight that would be helpful for anyone about the eclipse, or should we just move on to our protocol?
I have a little insight.
Huh?
I have a little insight. So on the eclipse, astrologically speaking, there's also an influence of Chiron, which
Hmm.
is known as the wounded healer.
Hmm.
And so today is a really good day to let like sit with old wounds
Hmm.
and transform them and really let go of old stories. So if you have any, I know in my dreams I've been dreaming about things that happened when I was really young, like in high school. So if you have any tenderness in your heart, any heartache for things that have happened, wounds, it's a great time to tend to those and work on mending them and resetting them, right? So, for instance, I had a dream about my first boyfriend I had when I was 14 years old and my first heartache, and it's been a very long time. And so it was, there's just a beautiful energy of letting go of those old hurts that we've been carrying, which is a really great energy to start a reset to, I believe.
Wonderful. I agree. All right. Let's go over our first. So we're going to be breaking the protocol up through the first few weeks. And so let's get into we're springing into summer, everybody. And where we wanted this to be Sahaj. We wanted it to be easy and gentle and doable for everyone. And so we are just kind of, instead of springing into summer, we're sliding into this first week. All right. Who's doing the...
Oh, do you see the presentation?
It's kind of not in presentation form.
Oh, I have it on full form on my side.
Yeah, it's in play form or maybe reset the screen, Aisha.
Um,
I don't think you hit present yet.
no, I
Yeah.
did. I
Yeah.
did.
It hasn't.
Try it again. Not for us.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I thought it was fine on mine. Okay, you're all seeing that, correct?
Yep, it's just still
No,
not.
I know. Just give me a
Okay.
second. How about now?
Nope.
That's weird. I saw you go through all the motions of doing it, but then it didn't do it.
Okay, I can share this with Ariana and she can try to share it. I have a new computer. It looks fine on my screen, so I don't know what to do if it's not showing correctly for you all.
Or Diane or someone. Yeah.
You can send it to me.
Okay. Honey, why don't you just start though? Can you at least see it to start
Yes.
into it?
Okay. Well, so we'll start everybody with...
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's sweet.
I tested it too. I don't know what's going on.
Right, yeah. So let's look at the first thing. What we want to focus on is we're going to be working with, we're going to try and kind of do things with as much easy drinks and liquid as we can. We know that's so much easier and doable for so many of us. And so we want to get in that foundational support for your cells with the electrolyte recharge, and then adding in the PB Assist Plus, the new version, and with those 9 different incredible probiotics that are supporting the gut. And the idea of this is to have this as a drink to be drinking throughout the day. Whether you can choose to drink it quickly or you could nurse it through the day in your water bottle. And the indication is going to be a water bottle, somewhere between 16 ounces of a 16-ounce water bottle to 24 ounce. That's about the range that you want to be doing for the recharge when you are using that in water and drinking the water with it. So it's a pretty big range, 16 ounce to 24 ounces. And some people choose to take the PB Assist, the probiotic. It's in a little sachet, right directly open it up and just put it under your tongue. You remember pixie sticks when we were kids? That's that feeling of you're just letting it dissolve. It's kind of because it is a probiotic in a its own healthy gut sugars. It tastes great. It tastes like a candy. And you could do that, or you could add it in with the recharge in your water, shake it up, and then drink it through the day or through part of the day. So we're letting people kind of have that range with that, but we're calling that the first drink because we're going to next week, for those of you who are going to be working with the MetaPower Advantage, the college and NMN and other things, our power packet, that will be the second drink, and we're going to bring that in next week. But for this week, we are just working with this first drink. We're asking everyone to start. Now, for people who have been on the LLV and whatever is your, resting full dose, if it's a half dose, a 3/4 dose, a full dose of the LLV, you're just going to work with that. But if for new people, we're asking people to start with a half dose of the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So those are those 3 supplements that come together, and they are the multivitamin and mineral complex, the alpha CRS, which is a whole anti-inflammatory complex, and then the EO omega, which is an omega complex. And a half dose is taking 2 pills from each of those 3 bottles in the Lifelong Vitality Pack daily. You can take them at the same time. If you find that you're one of those people where you're only really going to get pills in once a day, or else like if you leave it out for a second dose, it doesn't happen half the time, then just take it together. Or if you want to start setting up a habit for the full dose, which is going to be 4 pills from each of those 3 bottles, and you want to set up a healthier habit of doing half and half and having it in the morning and either at lunch or with dinner. So you can have it as a lunchtime or a dinner dose, but breaking it up, and we call that divided doses. Then you can do that with this half dose and just take 1 pill from each bottle. So that'd be 3 pills in with breakfast, and then 3 pills with either lunch or dinner. So that is the half dose of the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And then we're going to go into detail. We're going to do our symphonies together right today now, but we had 3 options for people. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Just on a technical, I am
Here we
sharing
go.
my screen, but are you guys seeing it?
Yes.
Okay, great. I just
There
needed
you
to
go. Looks
Okay.
great.
Thank you.
Yay. All right. Thank you, Ariane and Aisha. So we're gonna bring in the symphony. So we have 3 different options. So we're it's a little bit different for the options. If you are working with what we're calling the introductory Symphony of Cells 1 sequence, which is that sequence of frankincense, oregano, digest zen, melaleuca, lemon, on guard, and then peppermint. We're going to be working with that. I don't know, that could be every 3rd night is really every other night, right? Because if you do it on Monday, that's night 1, take off Tuesday night, Wednesday will be the 3rd night, right? 3, and then that's what that means. So we're going to have you do it 3 to 4 times in this first week. If you are new to oils, then I'm going to suggest 3 times, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Today's Monday. If you can't start until tomorrow, then do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Okay. If you've been working with oils for a while, then you can do the 4. You could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and either Saturday or Sunday, however your kind of weekend works itself out. And you get to decide when. Is it a morning thing for you? Is it a before bed thing for you? Does it happen in the middle of the day? That is entirely up to you. Okay. The alternate is going to be Metapower and Zendecrine. These are for some people who are in the alternate protocol or who are just newer and did not order those oils, and they just ordered, they have the Metapower and the Zendecrine. And what we're going to be doing is a daily layering of both of these oils on the bottoms of your feet. And so that is the alternate protocol. And then for people who have been, option 3 is the people who've been with us for quite a while, a couple years, and have a full deck, a full palette, I like to say, of oils. And, oh wait, sorry, we go back, not done. Yeah. The full palette of oils. And I don't have that on there, but that is definitely a thing for people who've known about Symphony of the Cells, and they want to be, because we have some of those people who are choosing their own symphonies and they're working with them in groups. I know a couple of groups who are doing that, and they're kind of using this as a container to be a little more creative with doing, more symphonies. So that's wonderful too. Okay. So that's the symphony and the layering of the oils part. We also in the protocol, we're going to start using the MetaPower oil. Oops, still on the page. Sorry. We're going to be using that MetaPower oil, and everyone should have it. And for some people who want to be working with weight and metabolism more, we even said get the MetaPower oil and the MetaPower blend gel caps. And so in this first week, we're going to come in with a kind of gentle dose of what I like to say is 2 to 3 drops, because when you're doing it in your mouth, sometimes you aim for 2, but you get 3. We're just in that range of 2 or 3 drops, 2 to 3 times a day. And so that can be in the morning, afternoon, evening. It can be before or after exercise. It can be when you're waking up. If you're having a craving, you could be using it then. And if you, and you get to you can do some as the oil right under the, in the mouth, right there, at the base of under the tongue, or you could be using a gel cap. If you're out and about, gel cap is easy. If you don't feel like having that taste that you're really having directly in your mouth and you want it to go further down in the system, use the gel cap. If you want to be really imbibing that and like avoiding eating something or really getting the hit of the blood sugar response right away, and you don't want to wait 10 minutes, use the oil. Okay. Before I go into the additions and reductions, subtractions that we're all going to be working with, there is an alternate protocol. Who is this for? This is for anyone who has digestive, who was coming in and they have some kind of digestive issue or diagnosis. They've had acid reflux or GERD. They've had their gallbladder removed. We just want to go a little slower on that. That's all. Slow and steady wins the race. And for those people, what we are suggesting is to start with the drink, the Recharge and the PB Assist Junior, it was Junior, now it's just called PB Assist Plus, the probiotics, right? We want them to be taking that. But instead of the half dose, and instead of working with the LLV pills, they're going to start with chewable vitamin tablets called the A to Z. And you're going to be having 2 of those a day. You can take those in divided doses as well. And then we're introducing Terrazyme, which is our really wonderful digestive enzyme. And the idea is to really support the system with all forms of digestion, but also taking it not when we're eating as well. So we're helping it to kind of eat up cellular debris that might be causing any extra issues of inflammation. So that 5 times a day means that you can break up that bottle and have some in, I advise you to have it right in your bathroom that you use in the morning, and then some down in the kitchen. And you want to be taking it right when you wake up and brushing your teeth. So on an empty stomach, just 1 capsule when you wake up, and then you're going to be taking 1 before bed as well. Those are the bookends, and keeping that up in the bathroom. And then the other 3 times you're going to take with your 3 biggest meals. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, however that works out. So that is the 5 times a day working with Terrazyme. And those people are going to be working with MetaPower on their feet daily. And if they have Zendocrine, then we're going to have them do the MetaPower and Zendocrine and layering and using those 2 oils on their feet daily. All right, let's go to the additions, reductions, subtractions list. All right, we went over this 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if we reviewed it last week, but this is this idea, right? We're in this totally auspicious moment, everyone, right? This is our time to really set our intentions. What do you want more of? When you add more of this into your life, and then you subtract some of the things that are not serving you, this is the exciting thing to think about. What kind of energy are we going to be liberating and calling in from all of this momentum that we have in the group, in the entire globe celestially? And then what are we going to do with that liberated energy? This is so exciting to think about. So what are the things that are going to serve you and bring that forth in adding? We kind of are like, this should be almost everyone, unless you're someone who really already drinks a lot of water. And there are a few of those people, but not many. we're going to say bring in more water, at least half your body's weight in ounces. So whatever your weight is, if you weigh 150 pounds, then you want about, 75 ounces. So 64 ounces is one of those big old 32 is the half gallon and 64 is a gallon. So you're looking at about a gallon a day. Vegetables. Most of us can eat more vegetables. So rather than thinking about taking too much out in a dietary change and restriction and a cleanse or a reset, think about bringing in. Think about how much more cooked and raw vegetables can I bring into my daily routine. And then fiber. Can I add in extra? I absolutely love doTERRA's fiber powder. I believe it's still out right now. If you still have it, it'll come back soon. It is absolutely one of their best products. They hit it out of the park with certain things, and this is one of them. I've taken a lot of fiber supplements over the years, let me tell you, and I've worked with a lot of patients with a lot of them, and they're mostly not awesome. This one is delicious. It is so well-rounded and blended with prebiotics, postbiotics, all these things to support your gut. So that's a wonderful addition to add in to support that increased fiber. The doTERRA greens powder as well. So we have a fiber powder and we have a greens powder. Now, what about movement? Have you been wanting to switch up, change your movement routine, bring more in, bring in a new kind of movement? That is something to really think about. Protein. I started strength training almost about a year ago now. And one of the things I can tell you, when you start doing something like that, you also have to really start watching your protein and eat more protein, or else a lot of the work you do isn't going to show its results in the body. Our bodies definitely need a good amount of protein, clean, good protein. And then rest and meditation. I think from last week, we talked about and worked with this and set some intentions and ideas about what that could look like. And we're going to be bringing more of that in this program of bringing daily little, that sort of small, frequent daily doses of meditation and self-care and rest. Okay. So here's some ideas about what might not be serving us, and we could be reducing or subtracting alcohol, caffeine, coffee, sugar. People, there's different levels of sugar. And so you go different iterations through time of doing resets and cleanses of like, well, getting just the big bad sugars out, the processed sugars. But then if you've already done that, there's a different kind of thing where you can really be looking at all sugars, even sugars in fruit, right? For a time being. And there's just different iterations. Some people like, oh, I'm not doing any sugars, but I am keeping honey or maple syrup in my green tea, but it can be useful at a time to even work away from that and really sort of play with stabilizing your blood sugar without any kinds of high carbohydrate things. So you take that one step away from sugar. What's the deal with alcohol and carbohydrates is they're usually just one metabolic step away from sugar in your body. And so they're very easily broken down and then treated like sugar in your body. Soda's an obvious one. So that this is a great time to be working with all of our citruses in so I love seltzer, and we have a soda stream. And you can just make seltzer all day long and put in different citruses in there. And I believe the free oil of the month is Citrus Twist this month. I love that oil. Oh my God, right, everyone? That is really delicious. I don't know if you're supposed to imbibe all those citruses. I do. I love it. So gluten. That's an interesting one to challenge and to work with. If that's something you've been wondering about, questioning as to subtract. And then there's the mental emotional plane, like what is going on in our inner world, in our inner frame, in terms of how we are talking to ourselves, complaining outward, or what about complaining inward? So it's really looking at, that our speaking forth and the energies we put out into the world, but then also what are the thoughts? Are we having those kind of thoughts and not speaking them out, but they're still in us? That's an interesting thing to be looking at as well. And also just how we are working in the world. A huge piece of self-care these days is looking at how much you're on your phone and your social media, and what is that relationship like. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So we get to start Symphony. We're going to all do it now. So if you don't have your oils, please, let's have a little minute. Go get them. Go get them. We're going to be symphonying and layering right now. I told everyone 2 weeks ago about the page that we have on the Hello Visionary website, the hellovisionary.life/SOC. And it's a whole page on this. And I have some funny videos, right? They're always try and make things fun. And there's definitely there's the one of me explaining about Symphony, and then there's the one of me just doing Symphony on a back and what that looks like on a chair, and then self-symphony. So that's what we're highlighting in this reset, is self-symphony. And that's the idea of you can layer these sequences of oils on yourself by doing it on the bottoms of your feet. And then you have the same hand with those oils. You can reapply or not. You get to decide that. And then you can be doing it on as you stand. I'll show, right? Whatever the reach of whatever hand has the best mobility to reach behind and get your low back area, and then go up as high as you can on your back and as low, and right here, right? So that's that low back. I call it real estate. And then I didn't do it for this, but what is best, maybe I should go get it, is to do your hair up if you have long hair, and then open up your shirt so you have access to the back of your neck. And then you're just going to be rubbing whatever you can in your mobility down, I'm down here to about C2 or 3. Some people it'll just be at like C7, just right here, their neck. And you're just going to be rubbing here the back of your neck. And that's it. I mean, you're only missing about that much on your spine. You're getting that whole upper neck. And those are the real centers for your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. They're kind of the more important parts of the back and spine, I think. And then with the bottoms of the feet. So you're getting a really great treatment. You're getting quite a bit of real estate. So here are the 3 options that we have. And so for people who are doing the Zendocrine and the MetaPower, and just on the bottoms of your feet, and this is for everyone else with the symphonies, self-symphony, you can choose, I'm going to give some suggestions, but if you're just doing the bottoms of the feet, I don't think you need a carrier oil. The glory of doing oils on the bottoms of your feet is that they're very absorbent, those cells, and they're sturdy. And oils like oregano or thyme or cinnamon or On Guard that can be hot seem to be fine, both on our palms of our hands and on the bottoms of our feet. The only thing that's hot-ish in MetaPower and Zendocrine is cinnamon, and there's not that much of it. So you're fine just doing these, what we call neat. Neat is the word for when you're just putting pure essential oils straight on the body, on the skin topically, and not using a carrier oil. So for you guys, I'm going to suggest that you literally take your first bottle And you can do either, you can do Zendocrine and then Metapower, or you can do Metapower and then Zendocrine. You can kind of play around with if you think you have a sequence that you prefer. You're going to take your first bottle, and I usually do about 2 drops in your palm of your hand. And then, so I'm sitting, I'm kind of bendy, and here's my left foot. And you know, the way you would cross your knee or your ankle over your knee, you sit like that. And so your foot has just accessibility to you right there. And you're going to drop the oils into your hand, and then you're just going to rub them on the one foot. I like to rub the whole, like this, bottom of my foot. And then I like to come over, and right here between the big toe and the second toe, you just go down. There's a little bit of a dip right here. This is liver 3. You don't have to know exactly where it is. You can just kind of come over the foot. You want to get the big toe and then kind of just rub right in that corridor between the big toe and the middle toe. A little bit up this corridor, the side of the foot. This is the spleen channel kind of beginnings. Get the bottom of the foot. There you go. That's what we're looking for when we're rubbing the foot. And then you go to the other foot. And then you do the other oil, and then you're done for the first people. Let's go through our sequences now. For everyone else, whatever sequence you're using, if you're using the intro number 1 or your favorite SOC, you can use the fractionated coconut oil or not. What I'm going to suggest for the beginners is, for those of you who are doing intro 1, we have oregano, and then we also have On Guard in here. And so I'm going to say a little bit of coconut oil. And then you do that after the frankincense. So let's everyone, I'm doing the C2, Cellular 2 Symphony. So almost all the symphonies start with frankincense, and then you put on the carrier oil. So here's my frankincense. I am 1, 2, working it on the bottom of my foot. Coming over, ooh, getting that corridor, getting up the side. That's it, I'm done. Next foot. No lingering. Going on to the next foot. Corridor, side, getting a little bit. Okay. If you feel funny about touching your feet and then being on your back or your neck, you want to wash your feet first. But I'm going in and I'm going to do 1 more drop. I'm rubbing it between my hands, and watch this. So here's the pro move. I take the one hand and I rub it like this on my neck. I go up, around, and then I take the other hand and I rub it in my low back. Done. First oil, frankincense. So for those of you who want to do, I would say with your carrier oil, just about 4 or 5 drops. And rub a little bit on the bottoms of your feet, and then get your hands, or do this first. Rub it back of the neck, back here on your low back, and then the bottoms of your feet, and you're good to go. And then we're going to start with the next oil. For those of you who are doing intro 1, it's going to be oregano. All right, I'm doing my left foot. I have clove. I'm doing C2. I don't know if anyone wants to do in the chat if they have some interesting symphonies, the different ones that they're doing. So I do my 2 drops. After I do my feet of my clove, I'm gonna get the back of my neck. And if anyone wants to unmute and give us any stories or anything while we do this, we're just going to keep going along, or if anyone has questions. So I just finished my second oil. The next one in intro 1 would be Digest Zen.
I just wanted to offer a couple tips while everyone was applying their oils.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold up here in the image. I have this little oil case, and I have all of my symphonies lined up in the case. So you don't have to have an oil case, but it's really helpful if you take your protocol and line it up and put it by your bed or put it in a little box and just put the oils in order that you need to use them. And then that way you don't have to think about it. All you have to do is open them up, put them on, and you're done. And you literally can have it done in a few minutes. This, I promise you, will make it very doable and very easy if you set yourself up for success. And what I do is I have different bags with different symphonies in them. So they're just ready to go. So if you have another one that you're using, if you're going to alternate, or if you have a favorite, then just get them all in order for yourself.
So true, Aish. So I'm on my fourth oil. The fourth oil is Melaleuca for the Symphony one. I'm doing turmeric. Look at mine. So here's my first case with my symphonies that line up. And then, I needed another one. So here's my second case of them going. And to have them set up and ready to go. And then you guys can see, I'm not hanging out. I'm not lingering too much. I'm not like, you can, but the idea of these to do it daily, if you're in a chronic situation with something, you want to be doing this every day or twice a day, or maybe you're doing two different symphonies and you're doing one in the morning and one in the evening. And it's as simple as, you see my 2 drops, 1 foot, the next foot, and then 2 drops in my hands. And now I'm going with my neck. And it's this easy, y'all. And you go through it. It does not have to be a big process, but the amount of plant medicine that you are getting on your spine, which is the nexus of your nervous system and the bottoms of your feet, and then the consistency of it daily. This is what will change your health, your life, your body, along with the nutrition of the LLV, the foundation of that. Now you're giving them minerals, electrolytes, and the recharge. And then we're working with that kind of deep mechanical cellular work with the collagen and the NMN. It's incredible what your body can do when you give it these kind of resources. And it's just resources and consistency. And as you can see, this is actually, imagine if you were watching your favorite Netflix show. You just sit in bed and do this. It's not hard. And it doesn't actually take long. I mean, it can be fun if you have a partner to swap. I find, though, when you do that, it doesn't last that long. Do it for once or twice or something, and then you stop doing it, in all honesty. Whereas when you get the system and you have your top favorite 2 or 4 symphonies that you're working with your issues, and you have them set up, then I will just leave them in the box, my little bag thing, and I take off the tops, and then I just go 5 minutes, done. But I'll tell you, I've never ever done a symphony and said, yeah, I feel worse for that. I shouldn't have done that. Never has that came from my mouth. Like, even when you're tired, I'm tired right now. It's like, it doesn't matter what symphony it is. You feel amazing afterwards. It's just incredible what these plants want to help us with. So I'm so passionate about this because what I have seen is when people bring this step along with some of the foundational nutrients together, it's just giving your body what it needs to do what it wants to do to get you out of a stuck situation. And a stuck situation is disease. So it's just a pattern that doesn't serve you, but you need some extra help to jump over that groove. So where are we? Is everyone getting close to the end? Yeah? should be, depending on how some symphonies have like up to 9 oils. Some they range between like 6 to 9. Does
I
anyone
just want
have
to
any?
remind everyone too that when you're doing the symphony, a gentle reminder to use the aromatherapy. You're going to be smelling it, but especially certain oils that you love the smell of, go ahead and take a few deep breaths. There are so many studies about how phenomenal aromatherapy is for our mood, for our memory. So, you've got those oils on your hands. Why not just deep breath and move to the next oil?
Thank you, Ari. I haven't been doing that. That's definitely a part of most of the symphonies, and I think it should be part of all of them. Is after you go, because it's also the layering as you're kind of moving forward. Every oil changes the chemistry of all of the oils as they're moving into you and through the layers of your skin into your body. And there is that kind of the symphony magic that starts to happen, and you can definitely smell it as the different like oils are. So now this is my last oil, is Siberian fir. And you get that, we learned that if you've ever had or done or received an aroma touch technique, that the full smell of all of them after you've done them has such a magic. And as you're doing that's a symphony of itself, that sequence, there's a powerfulness to the blend that is being made of all those oils as they are mixing in your body.
And don't forget to set your intentions during the solar eclipse time, because remember, there's a massive magnification of what you want to call in. And I would continue that through our month, to continue every time you are working with this plant medicine, releasing what is not needed and calling in what you would like to fill yourself up with. And as you release what's not needed, it makes more space for what you want to call in.
I found a little more info about the astrology of the eclipse, and I'm just going to read it because I think it's so great. Eclipses bring fateful turning points. If you feel tugged towards something, pay attention, but then wait a few days to verify that your urge is worthy of action. And what I was speaking about with Chiron is that the sun conjoins Chiron today, and this moment is all about healing. Whatever emotions are brewing, witness them, write them down, talk them out. No feeling is final, but it's all helpful information. You can give them a sound sometimes if you have a feeling. You can give them a color. What color would that feeling have? There's a beautiful energy and movement that happens when we even just identify, I'm feeling frustrated or I'm feeling happy. It changes our neurochemistry just doing that. So really, really great day to honor the emotions that might be surfacing.
Thank you for that. We're kind of nearing the end of the call, and I want to make sure that we leave a little bit of space for Q&A in
Yeah.
case anybody has questions about the protocol or any of this, especially if you're new, because it might feel like a lot for you. I think we can pull the slide down, yes?
Do we have anything after this? Let's check.
No, it was just that.
Okay.
So if you
Yes,
have a
question.
question, you can put it in the chat, or you could also put it on Facebook if you're joining us live, and I will go look at that as well. Or you can raise your hand
Oh,
screen.
I just feel so much better.
Right?
It's just amazing.
And also, I'll remind you that we have the Facebook page set up. On that page, if you go to the featured posts, we have a place to state your goals for the month. And if you've not responded, I invite you to just go and on that thread, state what you would like to work on this month, which is, it's a powerful thing to declare a goal, but it's even more powerful when you actually share that goal with other people, and it
Yeah.
will help you with a level of accountability and with also achieving that goal. And that goal can be whatever it is, even if it's so simple, like I want to drink some more water, I want to walk 30 minutes a day, you know, whatever it is for you. There's no right or wrong here.
And Aisha, will you remind everyone, just in case anyone forgot, what the Facebook's group's name is so that they can easily find it to write that goal?
Yes, it's spring into summer wellness reset. And if you go to hellovisionary.life, on the front of the website, you will see information for the cleanse, and there is the link for the Facebook group there as well.
I know with the Facebook groups, there can be so many. So sometimes
Yes.
remembering spring into summer to search for it if you're looking.
Yes, yes, yes. And please check in there. That's the place to ask questions. We will put some education posts in there. We have all the call information. If you've missed, this is our third call. If you've missed any of the calls, you can go back and check up. We also have the protocol in the featured post with everything that Dr. Josie went over. And then I will also post this new slide of the protocol for the month in there after the call. Okay, it looks like everyone's just about set, yes?
I know. Does anyone have any stories?
Does anybody want to share what they want to bring in or let go of? I know for myself, my goal is to bring more stronger chi. So I just want to bring more robust energy and vibrancy from doing this cleanse. Calling that in.
Everyone's very quiet today. Everyone must be in a very contemplative mood. Well, if there's nothing else, we are going to have this call. Well, I mean, we have this call always every Monday at 10, but all of April, it will be focused on the cleanse. We have some special guests coming. We have some special surprises. So make sure and tune in with us. Again, if you have any questions at all, there's no silly or stupid questions, especially at any time, but especially if you're new, please ask on the page. We'll be checking in there so you can ask questions. And Dr. Josie, as always, thank you so much. Is there anything else you have to end with before we close the call?
I'll just keep talking about the symphonies and not to underestimate them in our healing processes. I've learned so much along the way when I was a aromatouch instructor and teaching the aromatouch technique, which is a sequence of 9 oils along the spine, but in a very particular, 45-minute treatment. This woman came in to take the class with me because she had worked with a massage therapist who she didn't have the money at the time, gave her this set of oils, which is the ID called infectious disease sequence. And she had 4 boys. She was in her 30s. She was a mom and a mother of 4, and she had severe Lyme disease. And she had been seeing one of the best doctors I knew of in Portland and really hadn't gotten anywhere with her Lyme. And when this massage therapist shared those oils and gave them to her, and she did it every day. And that is what put her into remission and changed her life. And my jaw dropped when I was like, really? I was, because she had been doing a lot of things. She had been doing a lot of naturopathic things and things that you're supposed to do that make it better, and it wasn't making it better. And then this changed everything and was the key. The consistency of those oils on her spine, and she had her boys were doing it for her. She taught them and they did it to her every day. And you just learn from everybody. And that was I remember that was probably 5 years ago. And that was such a huge, another in my belt of like the knowingness of the power, not just of these oils, but of working with them in this way, with this consistency topically on the spine and some internally, and then using the good supplements she was using the LLV as well. Huge shifts can happen for us. Our bodies can then do what they need to do. So please take this to heart. Work with this symphony during this week and this month and this reset. And I want to set the intention. I'm going to do it here. Oh, I have 1 minute. So my intention, I have always wanted to do this thing from the creator of the Symphony of the Cells, Boyd Truman, called 4 Weeks to Wellness. And it's what he does with his team. They all take the LLV, they have the Terrazyme, they'll have the recharge, they have that support for your body to clear and clean and do the work, the lifting it needs to do to change patterns. But then it's a sequence of 9 symphonies through the course of a month. And it's in a beautiful sequence to help your digestion, your lymphatic system, your immune system. And you're kind of like, you're doing this huge cleanse through plant medicine with the symphonies. And I have always wanted to do that together in our team, in our group. So it takes having a lot of the oils, and not getting overwhelmed. You want to have the oils and set them up so that you have those symphonies ready. And so we've been thinking, wow, wouldn't it be amazing to kind of plant that seed now as we're learning symphonies and we're learning the intro, and then maybe in the this winter time, give people time to be ordering and get together, and maybe after January 1st, have that 4 weeks to wellness with the Symphony cleanse. I would love to do that with the group, with you all, because I know how powerful it is. So,
Florence.
Yes, I'd like to share. My friend and I, who is also one of my customers with doTERRA, her and I pre-COVID did that. It is so profound. And now we're trying to meet up to be able to, we just did it on each other. She had a massage table at her home. And
wonderful.
So, I would do it, and then she'd
Yes.
come back. I'd get up, and then I would, she'd do it. So it was very profound, very profound. So, and it's so simple, you guys. It doesn't take much time.
There it is.
And we're so blessed.
And with that, don't keep this to yourself.
Exactly.
You can have your family members do this with you. You can have friends over, and as you're talking to one another, just be layering the oils on, like teach this wisdom to your community. It's so needed, and it's a wonderful way to connect. And everybody just so benefits from this healing. So again, thank you everyone for being here live. We love you all so very much. Set those intentions to be magnified on this very powerful day. And we'll look forward to connecting with all of you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.